how surprised! I didn't know you were going to be. Come on in.
Thank you. You have a lot of cool stuff here, Bob.
Oh, thank you.
The door won't shut. Okay. I like your little star girl.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about her? Another star girl.
Yes. This is Sora Kara-chan. She's the mascot for the Tokyo Skytree, the second tallest building in the world. And she lives up on top. She's actually taller than this. This is only a replica model. I like that because I used to have a blog on observation decks. And I used to travel around the world going to the tallest towers in the world and writing blog posts about that. But unfortunately, got a virus one day and all my blog got erased.
Oh, what a bummer.
So now I have to travel around the world and not write a blog about it. next to her is Edvige. Edvige is a Barbie doll of this new generation that's ethnically and body shaped diverse. So she's a albino African American girl, and I thought that was very progressive of Barbie, so I decided to add her to my collection.
I also like her little rainbow bag.
Actually, I bought that at the Tokyo Skytree because they were having an exhibit on the 50th anniversary of Barbie dolls. This is a I forget the name of the artist, but he was a very famous photographer in Japan in the 1880s and 1890s, and he did these photographs of sexy women to sell to European and American tourists to bring back home. So apparently somebody bought this photograph in the 1890s and they brought it back to New York City, and I found it in a Queens thrift shop.
Do you know his name?
I found it on the internet. I can't tell you offhand what it was.
Can you tell me about this piece of art?
Oh, that's one of my own pieces of art. That's a photograph. It looks kind of like a painting, but it's actually a photograph.
Does it have a name?
No, it's just untitled because I'm not pretentious enough to give it a name. But it just happened to be I was visiting a friend of mine and he was having lunch and I photographed it and I thought it looked good.
It does look good.
What else can I show you in
you
my
can
place?
show me this radio that you were telling me about.
I just looked that up on the internet. That's actually, it's shortwave radio. I want to start collecting shortwave radios, and this is the first one I got, and I bought this back in around 1984 for maybe $1 in a thrift shop, and apparently it's really collectible, and on eBay they cost a lot of money. Go figure.
It looks cool. I like the map.
It was sitting in my aunt's closet for about 25 years, and I finally dug it out, and I said, "Oh yeah, I remember this thing."
And I noticed that you also collect Matchbox cars.
Ah, Hot Wheels and Matchbox.
Oh, are these Hot Wheels?
Yes.
And you have more down here.
Yes. This is my way of stacking them up, so it's a kind of a little art piece.
In a picture frame?
Yes, but these are all old 60s muscle cars, which are the only cars that one should care about.
How about this pussycat here?
That's a vodka bottle.
Oh.
from Ukraine. And it's a military cat with a machine gun and a hand grenade and binoculars. And I heard from a friend of mine who studies these things that in the Ukraine soldiers think cats are good luck. So that explains that. This thing here, hold on if I can get it out. This is behind this actual 1920s cloche hat is a styrofoam mannequin head that was autographed by The Cure. That
oh my goodness!
I actually asked them to autograph my styrofoam mannequin head in 1984, no less.
That's thinking ahead.
So this,
ahead.
Yeah. So that's a Robert and Simon and Pearl and which guy is that? I think that's the drummer. I can't remember his name.
You can read it?
Yeah, I can't read it. I don't remember my Cure members going back all the way then.
Now, didn't you have some round radios here the last time I was here?
I did. Here, let me put that down here. Where are they hiding? Oh, they're down here. Yeah, this is the Panasonic Panapet series.
Those are so cool.
They look just like the Death Star, don't they?
They do.
Like they're going to shoot a laser at you. But they were little AM radios that you hung on a chain and could listen to the radio.
Do they work?
Oh, okay, enough of that.
Yeah, no bad news.
Yeah, I like collecting radios and electronics just because old stuff was cool.
I see this little radio. That's cool.
Yeah, that's creepy because it all actually plays old 1960s radio programs on it. It's kind of creepy.
See, the cabinet itself is really cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the cabinet?
I found it on the street in front of my house.
Oh, what a bit of luck.
Painted it.
And your cool guitar.
Yep. That's a gift. One of my many guitars that was gifted to me by an adoring fan.
No.
This is my 1905 Edison wax cylinder phonograph. The horn is over here. I won't plug it in because that takes too much time. But
I remember you were playing this at your party.
Yeah, you can listen to old songs, and some of them are very funny and occasionally politically incorrect. Not always, but sometimes they are. Now, oh, yeah, you can look at my Santeria candles. I got, all the important Santeria candles. The Tick of Love. If you burn this like a tick, your love will stick to somebody. Here's the alleged Shut Up candle. That's if people are talking shit about you, it'll make them shut up. Here's the Come to Me candle, and if you can see, it uses magnetic power. Women use magnetic power to make men attracted to them. This is the Jinx removing candle, which is very important because you never know who's going to put a jinx on you. This I don't really need this one specifically. It's the I dominate my man candle.
Apparently. Have you ever used any of them?
I have in the past. I had a girlfriend who broke up with me, and I used the Get Her Back candle, and it worked.
Wow.
And then she actually said, I don't know why I'm back with you. I feel like some force is making me come back to you.
Magic.
And then as soon as the candle burned out, she left me.
Who are these guys up here?
Oh, this is Captain Action. This was my favorite toy when I was like 4 years old. That dates me. You know how old I am now. And that's his arch enemy, Dr. Evil. And this is a Barbie doll that had been sitting in a box for 27 years, and I just decided to open her up, and she basically, as it is, this is her management team. So she's a rock star, and they're her managers. This is a Hewlett-Packard oscillator. I found it in a thrift shop for $10, and nobody knew what it did. I didn't even know what it did, but it looked really cool. Apparently, Hewlett-Packard, back in the 1950s, this is the very first thing they made. It was something to do with fixing radios. You had an oscillator, you can make a tone, and somehow that helped you fix radios. But I'm not a radio technician, so I don't really know. But it just looks cool, and maybe someday I'll plug it in and make it go woo.
That's neat.
This is my dad's CB radio, which was hacked by a pair of proto-hackers back in the 70s who, I won't tell you what they did with it, but they were cool hacker dudes. They were also ex-Hells Angels. Ex-Hells Angels radio hackers.
How did you find out who hacked it?
I met them. I used to hang out with those guys back when I was about 12 or something.
What's that stuff up there?
Those are hard drives for computers. They just look pretty.
I should know that.
Yeah. And more computers. Old computers.
Neato.
The interesting story about this particular, which one? I forget one of these. They all look the same. But one of these, back in the day, if you were in 1991, that computer would have cost you $17,000, or in today's money, roughly $32,000. Yet I found it in a garbage can, and it's worth zero, zilch, nothing. It's just taking up. It's a doorstop. It's a $32,000 doorstop. So
I think this pink one might be my old one from back in the day.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
But
This was there's David Cassidy color form. Yay! You can put clothes on him, but I lost all his clothes over the years. Here's some rabbits having sex, which I bought in a Hong Kong Hong Kong sex shop, and brought them over here. And here's a Jesus bunny that a friend of mine made as an art project.
oh, I like the Jesus bunny. And this big boy guy.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. I was just in Japan, as I mentioned, and there was a new brand of instant coffee called King Coffee.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, it was actually pretty awful.
Oh.
But I've always wanted to send this to King Coffee, the drummer from the Butthole Surfers, because I don't think he knows that there's a brand of coffee with his name. And actually, his name is real. He was born King Coffee, but now somebody's using his name to make money with that
Someone
coffee.
must have told him by now, right? The Coney Island dude.
Oh yeah, that's Mr. Steeplechase. Who I don't think he has an actual name. They just call him Steeplechase Funny Face.
Why is this Godzilla? Is that who that is?
Yeah, that's Godzilla.
Why is he gold?
Oh, because I was at the New York Auto Show just a couple months ago, and they were celebrating the golden anniversary of the Nissan GTR, which is a Japanese sports car that was nicknamed Godzilla. So, because it was the golden anniversary, they were giving away golden Godzillas.
And a fencing mask? Do you fence?
No, I found that in a garbage can on the last day of school of college. Somebody in the fencing club probably threw it out, and I said, that could be of use. And, it's been years since then. It's not been of any use.
How about the helmet?
That I found on the street as well. That Game of Thrones helmet. Found that on the street.
Huh.
I got an actual Egyptian fez from Egypt, which I got in a thrift shop for like $1 or $2.
Neato.
Okay, everybody seems to like this thing, but I collected music gear over the years, and this is not even the full extent. This is like half of the stuff that I have, and I put it all together and wired it and made it into one giant multi-effects unit. So you can basically just run something into this patch bay up here, and then you can make it go through all these effects and come out and get some garbly sound. And unfortunately, just slightly after I made this thing at great complication, I realized I have an app on my iPad that does the same thing.
How inconvenient.
So now, of course, when I go play live shows, I just use the app on my phone or my iPad, and I don't have to carry this 400-pound monstrosity around.
Well, it makes for a good decoration.
Yeah, it's cool, and it lights up. When you turn it on, all these lights come on and stuff, and it looks kind of cool. And it is kind of reminds me of the fact that I should be making more weird electronic noise, and which I get around to, but now I do it all on iPads and iPhones. Okay, and here's a bunny I got out of the thrift shop. He's from the 1930s, I believe, the late 30s. It's like at the very beginning of Bugs Bunny, I think. I don't know his pedigree, but I know he's old enough to be the 30s or if not early 40s. And he just sits over there. And here's a 70s hot chick who seems to have lost her shirt.
Just makes her hotter.
She has an identical twin sister, which my friend in Delaware has, so who wears green pants. But I got her in a thrift shop. And her name is Svetlana. That just seems like an appropriate name for her. This unfortunately doesn't work anymore, but I bought this in Taiwan. It's an alarm clock that has a singing caterpillar with giant lips and eyelashes. And she does a little dance, and she does they play stripper music, old 1960s stripper music, and she does a little striptease. Unfortunately, it's broken. I just like this rabbit. Out of all the rabbits in my collection, I like this because I've had this since I was about 4 years old.
Is that your favorite one?
Yeah, because it's very old. This is probably from the 1890s. When I grew up, when I was a kid, my dad collected antiques, so my whole house was filled with stuff from the Victorian age, and I just thought every kid grew up with Victorian everything around their house. So, I mean, I don't think I owned a toy or a book that was made past 1910 when I was a kid. So,
So do you think that's what made you a collector of things?
I'm sure it did. I'm sure my father influenced that on me because I just collect a bunch of old shit. Yeah, this is just sunglasses. I used to watch this TV show called La Femme Nikita, based on the famous Luc Besson movie. And in the TV show, Nikita had a giant, all her sunglasses and a string across her kitchen. And I thought, that's a great idea. And then I also collect hats, as you probably guessed. I have cowboy hats and pilgrim hats and Orthodox Jewish hat and lots of hats. I got this rock hat. That's cool.
That's impressive.
And then I got this Rock the Bunnies hat, which I got in Japan, because Japan is a country that was made entirely for me. You know, they say, physicists say now that the world, the universe, may be a simulation, it may be just a giant computer game, which is probably true, because every time I go to Japan, I find things that were made especially for me to find.
And you think it's your imagination creating them?
Not my imagination creating it, but it's whoever programmed the universe, programmed that part for me. I have my own special version of the universe just made for me.
I believe that. It's similar to the movie The Matrix.
Oh, much weirder. The real life is so much weirder than reality, than fiction. Real life is stranger than fiction. So I think real physics is way more crazy than the weirdest movie you've ever seen.
What are you doing with your morning? What are you doing with your day? Why don't you let me come over?